Hey guys, welcome to the Hey DJ Show. I'm your host, DJ Jimenez. And before I introduce my guest, I just want to say thank you. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, please check me out on every social media platform, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. Do like, comment, subscribe, join in on the conversation. And without further ado, I want you to give me a big round of applause, even though this is not live, to my guest, Last Kall. Hey, how you doing?
What's up? What's going on?
You good, man? Like, you're
yeah, this is weird. I've never done this before, but just vibing. Just doing my thing, the usual. I guess whatever that means.
You're still waking up.
Yeah, we can go with that.
You got your coffee?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, Last Kall. Is it okay to say your?
Just call me by my name, please. Last Kall is my stage name. I mean,
but like. It's part of the business.
I know. So this is actually a great like conversation starter, but I hate going by that. Like,
do you?
Yes. It's just like when I'm on stage, I'm Last Kall.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the guys that are on stage for Metallica, when they're all together, Metallica on stage, but like when they get off stage, they're their own persons, and like I like to leave that. I like to just like separate my on stage like person with like who I am and in real life and stuff. I don't know. It's just one of those weird things I do because I just don't want to get caught up with like the hype and the clout of being Last Kall. Like I'm still who I am on a daily basis. So it's not like you're gonna come up to me and be like, hey, what's up, Last Kall? It's like, what's up, Berto? Like, I don't know. It's something I do personally. Yeah. So,
well, I mean, okay, because with hip hop artists, like rappers and all that stuff, that's what people call them. I mean, I don't doubt that their really close circle calls them by their real name or anything, but like if you see Kanye West on the street, you're gonna be like, oh hey.
Oh no,
Kanye.
See, I know all my favorite DJs' first names, and I
really?
call them by their first name on stage. Yes, I have. I do it all the time.
Do they like
that? I've seen their reactions because like it'll be quiet and I'll be like, I love you, Jesse, which is like Subtronic's name, right? Like I said that while it was super quiet while they were taking the group picture, and he just turned around like just so startled, like, wait, how do you know my name? So like that's most of the time, like that's the reaction you'll get. They'll just be like, what? That's crazy.
Okay, all right. I mean, like, yeah, with some artists, yeah, like again with rappers, that you would call them by their show name. So I didn't know that. So okay. So is it okay, getting your permission, is it okay to say your full name? Like,
yeah, I don't care.
All right. So you're my cousin, full disclosure, Roberto Castrillo.
Yes.
Okay. So from now on, I'm just going to say Roberto. But yeah, I mean, I will say, I'm not just saying this as your cousin. I do think Last Kall, I mean, I'm putting that on the thumbnail. I already told you that. But that's a good show name. I gotta give you that.
The effort that went into making that name was zero because we just like it just happened so organically. Most DJ names actually happen like I wouldn't say it happens like that, but like a lot of the origin stories of the people that I follow, like just like the name naturally happens. It's not something that you like went out of your way to get. Yeah, literally the reason why I call myself Last Kall is because, back in the day when me and Sebastian, which is my duo partner, Bash Kall, follow us on Instagram, please. We would just stay up. We'd stay at bars until like, the crack dawn of morning, like whatever, like, and we'd stay there until the last cause every single time. Like, especially when he was still in, like I was waiting for him to finish his like last 2 years in the military. And when he'd come over, like he'd come visit from leave or like post-deployment leave and stuff like that, we just go drink like all night long till Last Kall, and it just stuck with us. And we just changed the C in Kall to a K for Kennesaw, I don't know if anybody really picks up on that, but like that's why it's like it's spelled with a K, not a C.
Okay.
For Kennesaw.
There you go.
Yeah.
Represent. That's awesome, man. So, so you're a DJ, up and coming in Atlanta, Georgia. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
So, like, give a little bit of backstory of, a little bit of who you are and how'd you became into a DJ? Because I'm gonna say right now, just to transition, you served as a Marine.
Yes.
So like that, like talk about how you went into being a Marine and then out of service to being a DJ.
Well, I never really thought I was gonna be a DJ. It was never like my intentions to become a music producer or DJ when I was younger, like at all. I loved music. I loved music ever since I was a little boy. Like from the times that you showed me Slipknot when
Who doesn't?
back like in 2000 to when my cousin Jason taught me all about like hip hop, and then I just started like going through all these different genres of music, and I just loved it all. But I mean, I never was it was never one of my pursuits to become a DJ or music producer. It just happened, you know? So I went to the military right out of high school. Had a couple like health complications there. So I got medically discharged, sadly. So I didn't, serve my whole contract. But, it was still a very defining moment in my life. It changed, really like taught me to grow up and, just be a better human and for like society and just in general, it's just taught a lot of discipline. But getting out of that, I got into the restaurant industry, which is crazy because when I'm not making music, I'm a chef, and like I like wholeheartedly love that. Like it's what I did before music to begin with, and it was what I pursued the hardest after I got out of the military. I poured most of my time into food and like the culinary arts in general. But yeah, I mean, I've been going to shows since I was like 17, raving for like years now. I've been listening to EDM since I was like 13 or 14. Back in like 2009, 10, when Skrillex released like his first EP, like Skrillex, Nero, Flux Pavilion, people like that are like my original influences on like dubstep and stuff. But those are definitely the guys that got me into it. And then just going to shows all the time, like it just like that feeling that you get every time that you're just in the middle of a crowd and you just look around, you're like, I'm living my best life right now. Like, I don't know. Like, I love that so much that I just started thinking like, maybe I could do that. I mean, I never pursued it, but I thought like, maybe I could do that, I didn't at the time know that I was like an entertainer or anything at all. I still don't even think I'm an entertainer. I just carry that energy I did when I was a rave kid onto the stage and just try to project that energy that I would like. I'm just doing the same thing I'd do if I was in the crowd. That's it. Like, I'm not doing anything different. I'm not doing anything like special to make myself like the next Excision or anything. I'm just being me. I mean, me and Sebastian are just being us. We're having a grand old time doing it too. Like the whole journey's surreal, and I know I kind of went everywhere with that, but
no, I like
yeah,
keep going. Yeah.
I'll say it like really popped off in September 2018 when we came back from Lost Lands, which is Excision's like, it's his festival and it's one of the like the premier bass festivals in all like the world, not just the like country, but like the world. We were just having the time of our lives and we were watching just all these dudes that we've watched for a long time spinning at this like festival, and then they just kept blowing up, each and every single one of them, and we just kind of looked at each other and were like, why can't we do that? Why they started somewhere, everybody starts somewhere.
Exactly.
So why don't we do it? And we just looked at each other and were like, dog, let's just do it. If anything, we can't say that we didn't, and we'll just take that leap of faith and just have a good time, just doing it and just like kind of enjoying the journey regardless. Like, even if we make it or we don't, like, it's not like, to us, it's not really about like the money or fame. It's just like, we're doing this because we love it and we want to influence the next generation too, just like they're influencing us, That's what matters more to me, the influence over like the clout and all that stuff. So
badass.
But yeah, I mean, that's really like the rundown. Like, we just came back from a festival and we picked up a controller from there and just kept grinding for like years on end. Didn't even really play any shows until last year, like ever. Never played, like all we did was play in front of friends or anything. Like, we never really played at venues or stuff or at parties, but like last year we like got like so comfortable with it that we just actually started playing at like a little Halloween party we'll have or a little kickback at a friend's house. So they'll just be like, hey, I heard you guys can DJ. Yeah. So we'll just pull it out and just start DJing for people, just like for fun, never like, oh, I want to make money off of this or whatever. But yeah, that's what we did. And then this year it just popped off. I hosted my first live stream, made a lot of content out of it, and sent it out to promoters. Promoters responded, and we just been just riding that wave since. So
where do you since now you play in Kennesaw, do you have any clubs you play on the regular?
So I spin at LAWA Lounge in Kennesaw every Thursday and Friday. And we're kind of just right now. I just did a show in downtown, like about 3 weekends ago.
Downtown Atlanta?
Yes.
Hell yeah!
It was my first show in the city. It was, dude. That's a whole story in of itself. Like,
let's get into it.
All right. Well, first of all, then I threw up like twice before I even got there because I was just so nervous. And like I caught Sebastian freaking. I was like, bro, I don't know what to do. And the first thing he says, like, slap yourself and get it together because this ain't it. Stop. Like, what are you so nervous about? You've done this a million times, literally. So we're just, I don't know. Like I was just super nervous. I called him up, like just trying to calm me down. And I worked that day, so I was able to get off slightly early, ran home, got ready, and then we just went straight to the show. And we're supposed to spin on a laptop because that's what we're usually used to doing. Yeah, that didn't work because we didn't bring the right equipment. So we were just like, oh no. And the professionals use CDJ Nexus 2000 setup. So they're like modern turntables, but like they're electronic. So it's like it's standalone, and like you don't really need a laptop. You just plug in your USB and just start spinning, right? I'd never done that before in my life ever. And so like when the computer didn't work, me and Sebastian just looked at each other. This is all at Syndicate, by the way. This is after like at the party that I played at in downtown. He just looked at me. He was like, "Look, man, just get it done. I know you can." And he just walked off stage, and I was like, "What am I supposed to do with that? What am I supposed to do with that?"
Pull up YouTube.
I was like, "Bro,
tutorial."
I was like, "Dog, that doesn't help the situation that we have right now. Like, I've never done this before." He'll be like, "Yeah, you're fine. You'll figure it out." I was like, "All right, shit." So loaded the first song, and like, even like my friends told me in the crowd, they're like, "Dude, you were stiff for like the first 10 minutes," and then like, I guess it just the music like. With me, like, I feel the music when I'm spinning, so I'm just like whatever vibe I'm trying to like create through the music is something that I've like thought about beforehand and like practiced beforehand, and like that's what I try to do. And thank God for the preparation that I've like put into like the sets that I've done recently, because without that preparation, I wouldn't have been able to pull that off that night. But I knew the music well and just kind of just did it all by ear, nothing visual, and just kind of DJ'd. And I impressed the promoters there. There's a lot of people there that like got my my socials and like started calling me Last Kall and stuff. Like that's where it gets weird for me. Like random people I don't know are like, "Dude, you killed it, Last Kall, blah blah blah," and I'm just like, I don't know how to react to that.
I know, like, cause you're just starting out, but hey, man, like. You got it. Like that's probably a really good feeling.
It was the good feeling to me wasn't the people like going crazy or anything. The good feeling to me was that I just accomplished something that I didn't think I'd ever do in my life.
Yeah. And
that's the same thing for Sebastian too. Like we both didn't think we'd make it this far. Not saying that we're doubting ourselves, but like realistically speaking, who do you like most DJs don't go spinning in the city like this quickly.
Yeah.
And to get to that after party, because like that's like the main after party after Iris, which is the biggest rave one of the biggest ones. I'm not gonna say that on record, one of the biggest rave promotions,
Canceled already.
And in the city, so like most people that go to Iris, they go to Syndicate right afterwards, which is where we spin at. So like the audience is there. Like these are people that already listen to the music and they know what they're listening for. So like if you could do well at Syndicate, this just speaks volumes for you around the city.
Yeah.
Because you get your foot in the door in this one, and then the rest of the doors are just open right behind it. Because like these promoters can be like, "No, dude, this guy's good. Like he's worth the money for his set, all that stuff. Like these guys are like pretty solid,
Yeah.
So yeah, and I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I cried afterwards. Like, yeah, dude, I just started bawling because I was just like, you know.
But tears of joy, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it's not like I was crying like, damn, this sucked. Like I did so bad. Nah, nah. I didn't even really dwell on my mistakes because it was just like the whole night should have been a mistake. But you know, we just kept pushing forward and kept figuring it out. So like, you just kept the momentum of each song going from each song and just like going off what the people were feeling and the dancing and like the lights and everything. It was just perfect.
Yeah, that's what's up. Like, all right, so a lot to unpack there, but I'm glad. See, like, let me make a comment. Is just like earlier with the coffee, how you're a Marine, even though you didn't, you know, you graduated from boot camp and you don't have a long military career. Being a Marine never leaves you because you put sugar in your coffee and you just grabbed a fork and you were just like, whatever gets the job done. I was like, dude, I have a spoon, whatever gets the job done. I'm like,
I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna sit there and like look for another tool when there's a tool in front of me. Like,
I'll make it.
Just do what you gotta do. Yeah, like.
So I mean, yeah, and that reflects on your show how Sebastian, who's also a Marine,
yes,
you know, he just with that mentality, like, figure it out. Like, you got this. I mean, hey, and that should inspire some people, you know, listening to this. Who,
I mean, that mentality is not for everybody, you know. Like, some people, like, you got to cater like certain ways, like, to do things with certain people. But like, that's just how we are, and that's just how we learn how to do this. Like, we don't like go cowering away when the situation gets tough. You just kind of just play it off, act like nothing's happened, and just keep going. Like, it's really just a poker face, you know. Like, even if you're messing up on stage, most of the times the crowd doesn't really know what's going on. They're just listening to the music. It's only people like us that understand audio and stuff. They're just like, all right, he's messing up right now. He's not on beat right now, whatever. But as long as you like recover that fumble, you're fine, you know?
Yeah.
And as long as you keep people moving, you're fine. So, you know.
I mean, but what I'm saying is like you're 100% right. But I think, you know, some people, you know, especially who haven't served, can learn a thing or two from that. Like, listen, a bunch of things are going to mess up. I had Steven on, you know, the other week, and we were joking about how anything in entertainment media related, something always goes wrong and you just have to roll with the punches.
Yo, literally, one of my, actually, it's crazy that you say that. So one of my good friends / mentors, so his name is Boris. He's a really good dude. He's taught me a lot about music. He's actually like the guy that set me up with my new setup recently. Like, it's pretty solid.
Nice.
But no, he was telling me, dude, like, when I told him the whole story, he was like, yeah, it sounds about right. Sounds like your introduction to the music world. He was like, if you thought everything was gonna
passage.
Yeah, he was like, if you think everything was gonna go right, you're freaking wrong. So like, you kind of like he was happy that I, like, you know, handled the situation the way I did. But at the same time, he was laughing too, because he was just like, dude, like that's really a thing. Like, you just gotta, you know, like Sebastian said earlier, you gotta figure it out, you know? So
yeah. That's what's up. I mean, no, like, yeah, anything media related, there's always something that's gonna go wrong. Not on this show, or like this episode, but with Steven, I talked about it in the beginning, how we were scheduled to record at 6, but we didn't start recording till 9 because I was having technical difficulties that I thought I was prepared for, but I wasn't. But then, you know, again, even though I never served, I still have that mentality of, all right, I got to roll with the punches. All right, like, I'm not about to give up.
I don't think that should just be a military thing in general. That's just something like most people should just incorporate in their lives. It's just like, you know, when things get hard, just keep pushing forward. You know?
I mean, that's honestly what separates, you know, the people who are successful than the people who, I don't want to say failures, but, you know, that did just give up. It's like the only difference between somebody who gave up and somebody who didn't give up is literally that they didn't give up. They were tasked with something. Something went wrong, and the person with the slight inconvenience, the person who gave up was just like, all right, screw this, like, this ain't worth it. The person who gave up was like, no, all right, this fucked up, but I'm about to, you know, fix it or whatever. I'm just gonna roll with it. And I like how you said, you know, that what inspired you. You and Sebastian looked at each other and was like, yo, we could do that. You know, what's stopping us? You know, the person in the mirror is the person who's stopping you. It's not some other
Facts.
person in the system. It's that person in the mirror is who's stopping you. And
you are your biggest enemy.
You are your biggest enemy, and you are your biggest supporter.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I completely agree. But like you gotta tap into that positive energy though. You know,
you
can't,
really do.
You can't just sit there and like, you know, especially when things are tough, just like start beating yourself up and saying, you know, I'm the worst, or I'm not good at this, or I'm not gonna make it. Like those moments, you know, shed your tears for sure. You know, pick yourself back up and give yourself a pat on the back and be like, dude, I made it this far. Let's just keep pushing forward. Let's get it. Like you're limiting yourself by talking negatively about yourself, and just in general, just bringing that negative energy to yourself. Like you'd be surprised what a couple words of positivity towards yourself like daily would do.
Yeah,
just going into the mirror every day and just being like, I'm gonna have a good day today. I'm gonna be a better friend today. I'm gonna be a better brother or like sister, and like all that other shit. Like it really makes a difference, and that's something that I've been going through lately. They're just practicing like self positivity and doing all these different things, and it's like manifested all these other things for me because of the positivity. There are days that I wake up and I'm just like, oh dude, I'm not feeling it today. I just I'm just like, oh, I'm not good enough. And I stop myself right there. I'm like, yes, you are. What are you talking about? You are good enough. Stop doubting yourself. We're too old for that shit. Like we don't do that no more.
Yeah. And you never know.
We love ourselves around here.
Yeah. And you never know who's watching too. Like who I'm not saying like that, I mean, I hope to inspire somebody. I don't need them to reach out to me and be like, hey man, you changed my life or anything. But you never know who's watching you, and then they're like, man, if that person is not giving up and they're going through the ringer, then I can't give up.
Yeah, dude. Like I close my kitchen every night that I have to go DJ. Like, people don't think about that. Like, I still got to go do my regular, my day job to go do my night job.
There you go.
Which is like, DJing is still a job. Don't get it twisted. Like, yeah, it's amazing, but like, there's still a lot of preparation that goes into it. Still making sure like, your venue's pulling a crowd. You're like doing a good job with the crowd. You're preparing your music the right way. Where me and Sebastian kind of do this thing where we don't like to spin the same music over and over again every week, because that's what keeps it fresh and that's what keeps people coming. So like just the grind of finding that music in of itself on top of producing and learning how to produce, it's a lot, dude. It's like a lot.
Yeah, so let's get into it with the music specifically. Me, I'm not into it. You and Camden and other people have shout out to you, Cam. You guys have definitely got me into listening to a little bit of EDM and all that stuff. So what genre do you like to play? Like
I'm specifically a so if you really want to get into the technical terms of like what style I spin, mostly it's like a massive mixture of electro, bass, and tech house. I'm a house DJ for the most part, but I also do dubstep, rhythm, freeform bass. Like basically anything that has bass in it is what I'm spinning usually. It doesn't matter if it's like house or dubstep. Like it's just bass music, and I'm a bass DJ. Same thing with Sebastian. Like he is more like we specialize in two different fields to bring it all together at the same time to create a unique experience for like whoever we're playing for. Cause it's really cool to just go from like those really cool like dancing vibes to like that really grimy, just heavy bass line. It's really cool. But he specializes in that Subtronics-ish kind of like dubstep, and I specialize in that Joyride AC Slater. Like if I have any EDM heads, they know exactly who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But we bring it together.
I imagine that's going to be the main audience listening to this episode.
Yeah.
EDM people.
For sure. So like if we just try to bring it back together, like if you know who Zed's Dead is, like that, like a lot of our influence comes from them. Like they're two guys that like do what we're doing right now. They're kind of like they're pioneers for sure. They're pioneers.
So real quick, okay, I gotta say this is gonna be so stupid, because I already said this to a couple of coworkers. All right, so I'm about to sound like a smartass and a dumbass at the same time. I don't care. Uh, what the fuck is house music? Because
House?
wait, real quick. Yes, what is house music? Because me being a smartass and a dumbass at the same time, if somebody were to ask me, "Hey DJ, do you like house music?" I'm gonna be like, "Well, I live in a house,
So
and I play music, ergo."
So
So
I
what's
mean,
house music?
I wish I could explain to you where the term house comes from because I have no idea.
Really?
No, I that's
Get
a
the
great
fuck
question.
out
Like
of
now
my
I'm
show.
like
I
now I'm
want
gonna go
somebody
home
who
and
actually
actually go
knows
look
their
it up and
shit.
stuff. But no, I mean house has been around since like the 70s.
What?
Like,
Really?
yes.
Okay. Whoa.
House
I
is
did
one of
not
the
know that.
oldest. House and techno are like I think are the oldest genre. Don't
See, I
quote me
know
on this.
Wait, I know techno, but see, that's
Do you
what
know
I'm
where
saying.
house comes from?
No.
House is disco music in double time.
Really?
Yes.
Hmm.
If I'm correct, if I might be wrong, please don't hate me. I don't know. I'm just repeating the information that somebody told me one day. I'm
That's
surprised
how
I even
rumor
remember.
starts.
But I think they told me, and again, don't quote me, house music is disco and double. Because if you slow down house, it goes from 125 BPM to like 60 or 70 something, you know, if you slow it down. Because most house music is like the BPM, beats per minute, which is gives it that like like that really repetitive like kick and the
Kick and
pattern
snare,
anyways. Yes. That's what makes it house music. What makes dubstep is again the beats per minute are 140 to 150, but like the counts are so much more slower because it's like more like a hip hop beat with like. So this is the best way to describe dubstep because I remember somebody said this too. Dubstep is hip hop beats with metal bass. Does that make sense? That's why so many metalheads and hip hop people come and listen to dubstep because it's such an interesting mixture of it.
Yeah.
And that's just like the dubstep's umbrella, like
I'm picturing it right now. Yeah.
Because the trap music, which is like not like Atlanta trap, but like EDM trap, is they get the influence from Atlanta trap music. So like those beats that you hear in these songs with like Gunna or like Lil Baby and stuff, like these trap artists like are influenced by them and they make that style of music. So that's where like, you know, a lot of the audience comes like hip hop heads and like metal heads like come through for dubstep and stuff because it's like a really good mixture of both.
What's
genres.
I've always heard the term trap music. What is trap music?
So trap is just like as
I'm
in
not
like
gonna lie,
like
it's
EDM trap or like trap rap trap.
What is see? That's what like it's. I'm not gonna lie. The name kind of scares me. Trap, TRAP. Like, what are you trapping?
It's like it's modern gangster rap. That's trap music is just modern gangster rap, but they don't call it gangster rap anymore. You know, again, don't quote me on anything I'm saying. I'm just I'm just.
I mean, they're gonna just quote you on your own words.
I'm just like a line cook that DJs. I'm not anybody special.
Don't say that.
I'm just kidding. I'm a fucking chef.
I'm the same way.
I'm a freaking chef.
Just
I'm not no damn line cook.
I'm just an idiot who bought a bunch
too
of
much
stuff.
time into this culinary art stuff for me to call myself a line cook. I'm no, thank you.
What? I was gonna say for chef, but no, I'm gonna change it up. Because I'll give you an answer for me after your answer. When what do you need to accomplish as a DJ to let you know, like to look at Sebastian, to look at your friends and be like, I fucking made it. Like what's that end goal?
What's the end goal?
Yeah.
Like, do you want me to tell you a realistic one or like my shoot for the stars?
No, a realistic one.
The realistic one?
Yeah.
Oh, to release on a label for sure. One of the labels that we want to.
And then that's how you know, like, hey,
yeah,
listen,
that's how I know.
You're gonna still do more, but like,
absolutely,
when you
but,
accomplish this, it's like, yo, I made it.
But see, as the journey goes on, that's how we feel with each milestone.
Mm-hmm.
Like getting our first residency, oh, we made it. Then going to downtown Atlanta, oh, we made it again.
Yeah.
And we just keep seeing it as like a stepping ladder instead of like this is just we're all just gonna like fuck everything else, you know, like until we release on a label, we haven't made it. No, like, because you got to stop and smell the roses sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Like we just enjoy every part of this journey. So like I know we will. I speak it into existence every day, and I've seen the work that he puts into his music and the amount of work that I put into my music. We'll release on a label one day, it'll just be a bit.
Sure.
It'll be a bit of time.
Yeah,
I mean, we're still learning a lot. So,
Mm-hmm.
but unrealistically, when I get a Grammy, because I know that's my plan.
There you go. I like it.
I want
Shoot for the stars.
like. I don't care if we get a Grammy, I'm retiring. Like I'm just
one Grammy, you're done.
Yeah, I just one-time champ. That's it.
Okay, I want that. Like I want that just so I can tune in to watch the Grammys for the first time because it's crap.
Yeah, I'm gonna just walk up there and be like, vibe check, and then just leave.
Yeah.
Just
Right,
just vibe check everybody in the crowd and just get Sebastian like, yo, let's go get some drinks. Fuck this shit, dude.
Like I remember seeing that with like especially UFC fighters where they'll win, one fighter will win and they'll be like, hey, I just want to say that was my last fight, I'm retiring, and then like you see their opponent going like, damn, I wanted a rematch.
Yeah.
And so I could see that you winning a Grammy and be like, all right guys, I'm done, I'm retiring, and somebody goes like, no, I wanted to beat him.
Yeah, I mean, that's the goal. It's definitely the goal. You know,
it's a good goal.
Just like even when I was competing in martial arts, like it was always a goal to be a world champion. So that world champion medal to me is a Grammy now. So like,
it just changes.
It just changes. I mean, it's still the same pursuit. You know, I still want that gold. Like at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And I know we'll do it. The Grammy, I don't know. We'll figure that one out. But like releasing on a label, absolutely.
I just know that when you do, and I'm going to say when because it will happen, when you win a Grammy, I'm going to be the one, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to be the one to say, nah, man, don't stop. Like right before.
Oh, I'm not going to quit, dude. I'm not going to stop just because I got the Grammy. But I'm going to, it would be funny if I caused a ruckus on the internet, just be like, yeah, we're out.
You could do it for a story. I mean, I probably shouldn't say it because then somebody can find this video. But no, what you should do for the story is be like, yeah, I'm retiring. And then people will be like, oh. And then like after a year or two, release a little teaser.
No, not
like,
even.
Last Kall's back.
Just literally release a whole album, just like a whole album, and everybody's like, wait, what?
Did with the
and then just go back to touring and everything. That would be the funniest. Yeah.
Oh man, no, you should do that.
Yeah, that would be sick. That'd be hilarious, actually.
But
I don't know. But me and Sebastian like it too much. We wouldn't just take it to your hiatus.
Good. I want you guys to enjoy it. It's really cool. And I've been to a couple of your shows, and I know it's hard to say because we're family and stuff. But no, like you are honestly good. Like
I appreciate that.
I remember going to people go to a show for real. Like I remember going to one of your shows, and I'm not gonna lie, I'll be 100% real.
No, absolutely.
This is my show. So I was going there 100% just to support you. I didn't care. I knew, like, again, this is before like I really dipped my toes into EDM. I was like, this ain't my music, this ain't my scene, but your family, I'm going to support you no matter what. So I went there and met up with my brother, and I was just like, yeah, I'm just here just to support him. And I mean, I don't know what your songs are called, to be honest, but I remember literally a couple of minutes into your songs, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is pretty good. All right.
Yeah, I worked on that set list for like a month straight. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Yeah, and then when you threw your live show at the house, I remember I was at that one, and again, I was just like, okay, this is all right. Like he's got this. And our friend Eddie, I knew that he was good. This is a true story, and I can't wait to have him on the show because I'm going to repeat the story. And I'm pretty sure this would happen. This would happen to me with you if I downloaded your songs to my phone. I was doing the dishes one day, right? And I always have my music on shuffle. I was doing the dishes, and one of Eddie's songs came on, and I was just like,
vibing.
I was
vibing.
Now I have like thousands of songs on my phone, so there's some songs that barely comes up, and I can't memorize all of them. And so when his song came up, I haven't heard it in a long time, and I was like, yo, who is this? This is pretty good. And I had to stop for like washing my dishes, pulled out my phone, and I saw it was Eddie, and I was like, shit, this is good. I immediately stopped, sent him a text, and I was like, hey man, your song Persian came on. That's
amazing.
My favorite song.
Yeah, dude.
Like, you know what? That's how I know you made it to me, when I can actually unbiasedly like your music, not just because we're friends and family. But your songs I completely support. There are some friends, I'm not going to name them, who everybody's interested in music and making music. Everybody wants to be a rock star. I remember I went through my phase.
I'm living my rock star dream.
You're actually living
every
it,
day,
so
every day like that.
and it's getting better.
Yes, every day I wake up and I'm just like, yes, dude, I'm the next Ozzy. Don't fuck with me.
Wouldn't it be Skrillex though? Like,
well, I mean, yeah, but like.
they're
DJs. Like, I want to be a rock star still as a DJ. Like, like
DJs are still rock stars.
Yeah, but like they don't have the title of rock star.
Yeah,
though. Like,
I know.
yeah, they're DJs. That's lit. But like,
I know
rock stars are legendary, bro.
There's even or rap songs called "Party Like a Rock Star."
Like,
the rock star just sounds better.
Yeah, dude, it just sounds way better.
But I have some friends who play musical instruments. They're better than me at it, but as far as like a show vibe, making it, they didn't have it. And I mean, some of them did stop, and I'm pretty sure they felt it. It's just, and I'm not saying like, oh, good, don't quit your day job. No, it just means you have to work even harder, because you it's not like just easily grabbing pots and pans and playing music.
Yeah.
I mean, there are people who can literally bring pots and pans and make literal music out of that. That shit's awesome. But all right, anyways, I'm rambling on. So Camden was actually telling me about this, and I'm gonna have her on the show, and we're gonna talk a little bit about this too, and a bunch of other stuff. But she was telling me that, like, I thought EDM, what's its own thing besides like, dubstep, techno, house. But she was telling me, no, it has its own umbrella. It has a bunch of things. Yeah,
EDM is just that's just an umbrella term for everything. Like, it's not like, if you ever hear me saying EDM, it's just like me like talking to a regular person that doesn't know it. I'm just gonna call it EDM, like electronic dance music.
It's an umbrella.
Exactly.
It's the whole thing.
But like,
so how many genres are there?
Brother, I couldn't even start to count.
Really?
Like, there's just way too many.
Okay, name a few though.
Jungle Terror, Big Room, Bass House, Electro, Tech House, Future, Progressive House, Dubstep, Rhythm, Freeform Bass, Trance, Hardstyle, Hardcore.
So could you like literally? I mean,
if you play a song right now, I know exactly what style it is.
Okay,
because I've listened to it for so long.
Yeah,
yeah. When you've been listening to it as long as we have,
yeah.
Like, you could just play a song, it's like, oh yeah, that's Jungle Terror, that's Big Room or whatever. It's just because like it's not in the song itself, it's in the rhythm of the song, the beats per minute. What I was telling you.
Yeah.
If it's faster, you already categorize it with house music, because that's like the BPM. But if it's slower and it has those bass lines, you already know like, oh, it's on this side of EDM. So then you start getting into the actual like breakdowns, melodies, like build-ups, drops, all that stuff, and that's when you're like, okay, this is a tech house song or a future house song or like some other shit, Damn. But yeah, EDM is an umbrella term, just like rock and roll is an umbrella term.
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying. Is like you have your post rock, alternative, heavy metal,
exactly,
death metal, yeah, and so but with EDM, I didn't know that there was that many.
Yeah, there's just a lot, dude.
I played one for Camden, and I was like, hey, what is this? I found it, and I liked it, and she was like, I think she said something like, oh, that's bass, and she doesn't really like bass, but I think that's gonna be I enjoyed it. I mean, I enjoy your music. So what is it again? Like
mine?
Yeah.
Our music specifically is a mixture of.
So what's yours first?
Mine is just house. I'm more of a house DJ.
Okay.
Like I said, tech and bass house.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me for the most part. I enjoy it more. Not saying that I don't. I love dubstep to death. Don't get me wrong. But I let Sebastian just go to town on that. Like, that man is a king. He is a wizard behind those decks. Like, he impresses me every single time. Like, we impress each other for some weird reason. Every single time we're up there, we're just like, dude, what? How are you doing this?
So you guys together, what's his stage name?
Bash? His name is Bash.
Just Bash?
Yes.
Okay, so your Last Kall, he's Bash. Together, your
Bash Kall.
Bash Kall.
Yes, sir.
That's pretty awesome. So he does the dubstep, you bring in the house, and together you combine that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But I mean, don't get it wrong. Like, he spins house too, and I spin dubstep too. Okay. But like, we just flow off of each other's vibe, like completely. Like, the whole like.
That's a good team right there.
Oh yeah, dude. It's like it's organic as hell. Like, it's anytime you see us up there, like, we don't pre-record, we don't pre-play anything. Like, we don't do the preset. Like, we're just looking at each, like, we're just next to each other with a controller, the laptop right there, and just like we're listening to each other's stuff. We're like, all right, I'm gonna do this, and then
Dude, that's
like,
sick. It's
and
like
then
mind
like
reading.
and exactly, and dude, you gotta be in perfect tandem with somebody to do something like that. Like you guys gotta just be like, because it won't work any other way. Like when it comes to like duos and trios and EDM or like anything in general, just like a band, you got to be in perfect unison with your beats and like rhythms when you're playing together. You guys have to have good chemistry, you know?
That's awesome.
And like we just have that chemistry. We've always have. We learned how to DJ together. We've been in the scene together for a very long time. So personally, there's nobody else I'd rather do it with. Like he's the best. I think he's better than me. I say that shit all the time. I think he's better than me, but he'll sit there and say the same thing back.
But good, it's that rivalry that sparks getting better.
No, I hate when me and him don't compete with each other. What we do, I'm not. All right, yeah, we compete with each other a lot actually.
Well, but healthy in a healthy way.
Like I just don't like the term competing when it comes to like a team like that.
No, not competing. You're rivals in the sense of like, okay, you admit that he's better than you, and he admits that you're better than him. So it's like you're pushing yourself so you don't hold him back, and he's pushing himself so he doesn't hold you back.
Yeah.
So like it's like training. I mean, you and I, we're both martial artists, so in a way, it's like you as a student, you're training to beat your master, knowing you're never going to beat your master, but that fantasy that maybe I can pushes you to be better.
Facts.
So no, I think that what you and Sebastian have are really good. I still haven't been to a show with a Bash Kall. I can't wait for that.
Oh, dude, they're the best.
No, because I've heard Bash play. I've heard you play. You guys are both great. I can't wait.
Yeah, dude. When me and him are up there going back and forth, it's something special. It's really fun. Yeah, like we stopped talking for a while over some like just stupid nonsense. Like last year, we're just at different points in our lives, and we just needed to figure some stuff out. But once we became friends again, like we just went right back into it, and like it just like I could tell like all that like pain and anger that we went through the times that we weren't talking and stuff like definitely showed in the music, because you know on my down days, like when I didn't like, you know, because he was my closest friend and I didn't like, all my other friends are still in the military, so like it's like over the phone, like I want to hang out with somebody, you know. So like when we stopped talking,
I know that feeling.
When we stopped talking, like it kind of was like a big blow, because me and him are like always together. So you know, I poured a lot of that pain into my music, and it showed. Like, and it wasn't like I was trying to get better because I wanted to be better. It was just like I got better because I was going through it, and like I used it as an outlet to like express myself, so that like, you know, I wouldn't be depressed and stuff like that, which is what I'm super grateful for music every single day because of that reason. And he did the same thing. And when we became friends again, we just started spinning. Like we hung out, and we just literally like first thing we did was like, hey bro, bring your USB. I want to see what you can do now. That's the first thing we said to each other. And for like 3 hours straight, we just blew each other's minds. We were just like, dude, what? When did you get this good? Like that was what we kept saying to each other. We were just like, what? And then slowly we started building back up to like that Last Kall shit, where it was me and him originally as Last Kall, but then he had to branch and like branch out and like brand himself as his own person. Then we came together as Bash Kall this year. It's been wild, dog. These last 4 years have been crazy. You know, like I didn't think, I don't know. It's weird. It really feels like a movie, like a dream. Like all of this just feels like a dream, dude.
I bet, but you know, but you're quick to put yourself in reality and realize, yo, I'm in reality. And this shit's awesome. Like it's not a dream; it's
Facts.
reality.
Yeah,
and,
dude.
Yeah.
I the first time I spent at LAWA Lounge, not even when I hosted that live stream at the beginning of the year, and I had friends over, and we were live streaming that, which we got over like 400 views.
Nice.
Yeah, that's so.
My
cool.
show's only racking up like 5 views, but we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. But yeah, dude, like got 400 views. I had like. At some point, like, you know, we reached our capacity at the house with like 15 people, like at some point, so we had to stop letting people in. But like it got full, and like just seeing everybody there that was close with me, like vibing to a music. We like rented lights and everything. We had a full production for this because we wanted to show people what our brand is about and what we can do and like our vibe and just like showing them that, hey, we're players in the game too, and we want to play the game.
Yeah.
You know, regardless if you're going to let us spin at your clubs or not, we're still going to play the game, and we're going to play the game the way we're going to play it. So if you're not going to, you know, book us to be at your club, I'm going to play at the club right next to you and show you how bad you're going to want me next week.
Good. I love that mentality.
Yeah, me and Sebastian, like, again, like, that. Me and Sebastian just tell each other that all the time. It's just like, people are just going to regret not booking us. Good. And that's fine. And it's not me tooting my own horn or just being like, you know, I'm a cocky person. It's just like, I believe in myself, and we believe in ourselves enough now that we know that we could put on a good show for the people.
Your product is good,
exactly,
and you have something to offer. No, 100%. Like, no, that's an awesome mentality. It's like, okay, you're not gonna play us. All right, we're gonna play outside, and we're gonna draw a bigger crowd out here. But exactly. I like that. You said the club right next to it. You're gonna bring business into that club, and that club isn't gonna like it. No, then that's gonna make clubs go like, no, we need to book him fast, and hey, how much do we need to give you? Like, what can we do to incentivize you to play at no, I love that mentality, man. That's good.
I'd also like to shout out Kyle, aka Big Wolf. He's played a big role behind the scenes for us, like a very big role. Like him, Jorge, I can name everybody that's on the team right now that's just put in a tremendous amount. It's not just me and Sebastian at all. Without the people supporting us,
you guys are the image.
Yeah, like, we're like the figurehead of the whole thing.
Yeah.
But like, there's so many people behind us that are helping us so much. Our merch guy, our creative director, our manager, like it's a whole thing, you know? Like, it's not just us. Like,
speaking of your merch, time out real quick. I'm so sorry. I need one of your merch because I had that shirt that he made, that Kyle made, but I thought I brought it home. I didn't, and I wanted to wear it for the show, but instead I just wore my Mike Shinoda shirt.
Damn, dog.
I'm sorry. But I do need one of your merch.
Yeah, I'm putting in an order this week, so we can talk about it after.
All right. But going back to Kyle, I mean, yes, a bunch of people are behind Last Kall, but I've met Kyle, and I can't wait to have him on the show. I hope he, you know.
Oh yeah, I think he'd love to.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I've seen what he's done personally to, you know, support you, to support Last Kall, and yeah, that man definitely deserves a shout out. But yeah, talk about like some of the things that, you know, that specifically he has.
He funded most of that live stream. He put up most of the money for it. Didn't ask anything for return. He really just, what he wanted in return was just self-belief, and he was just like, if I believe in you, you better start believing in yourself. And that changed my mentality towards this whole thing. It went from me being like super anxious every time to being slightly anxious. Like, I still am, but after that first show, it did go to prove that we could do something with this, and we did do something with it. Because why else would 400 some people watch that live stream? I couldn't tell you. Now, I could tell you 400 other things I could do and watch somebody's live stream, but they supported me, and that's like, I don't know, it's the best, dude.
Yeah.
But not only that, you know, with the just like staying on top of us for continuing like music, you know, promoting content, just like so many other things, promoting, making visuals for us, like going out and like talking, like networking with other like promotions and stuff like that to get us on like shows and stuff. Yeah, he's been out there hustling just as hard as we do. Same thing can be said about our photographer / creative director. Same thing can be said about our merch person. Like, everybody that has worked with us has put in a lot of time into it and has killed it so far.
Yeah.
Every single one of them. I couldn't be more grateful for everybody on this team, and I know Sebastian would be too.
Yeah, no, I can't wait to have both of them on the show one day. But no, that's freaking awesome, man. And it really does warm my heart when, like, not only that, you know, that you're not giving up, that you know what you have, and yeah, you're still battling those inner demons, like some doubts, some, you know, fear, and
it's time for this.
All right, it's time for this. All right, wait. All right, man.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere, right?
People don't know what time it is.
That's right.
Cheers.
It's always time for a beer. But yeah, I mean, you continue, because I don't know where I'm gonna go with that, honestly.
Well, like I was saying, it warms my heart that you know, that you're not giving up, that you know what you have, you know you're good, you know you can be better, and you're constantly trying to get better. But that, don't doubt or don't believe for 1 second that when you do wake up and you're gonna have those days where you don't believe that you've progressed, or that, man, maybe I'm just not as good. No, you are. Yeah, you're definitely better than the people who are too scared to start. First off, so no, you're good. But it warms my heart that not only that you're not giving up, that you have people that are not going to give up on you, that are supporting you.
Yeah, that's like the craziest thing about it all to me, dude. Like, it's just like, even from you and Chekuli, or like Kyle and like Sebastian, and just like all these close people who are just like, will listen to, like, especially what is such a beautiful thing to me, because me and Sebastian were just watching a video of the first time we DJ'd together back in 2018, right after that festival. We were on a little like Korg, it's not even a controller, it's just like something you program with like volume faders and knobs and stuff to, like, use free software.
Mm-hmm.
We're spinning on that. No speakers. We're just spinning off the speakers on the laptop. No headphones. Nothing. Just two dudes just having a good time on some like simple shit. Take that situation and bring it to us spinning in front of like a shit ton of people in the city. And you're just like, how?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm just rambling too, but
no, I love your ramble.
It's just crazy, dude. I don't know. I still feel like a normal human being, but like good. The only difference is I'm like a professional partier now or some shit. I don't know. If that's what you want to call it?
Professional partier?
Yeah, dog. I always knew that I love to party, so why not get paid for it?
I'm sorry, that's pretty funny. Cause like, you ever see those memes like poorly describe what you do for a living?
Professional partier.
Drunken
that's professional partier. Cause full disclosure. Never mind. But we drink while we're DJing. We drink while we're DJing. Don't think we're not.
Okay, who is it? But
yeah.
For me, I would always say, like, working at a restaurant, it's like, oh, what do you do? Poorly describe what you do for a living. I'm a professional bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Facts.
Anybody who works at a restaurant, you're a professional bitch.
Unless you're the chef or like front of the house manager.
No, front of the house managers,
you're
professional
bitches.
You're
still
you just
bitch too.
Get to take your anger out on the service staff. And chef, you're the better of the bitch, but you're still service to the people, because if they say like, oh, your food sucks, like, I'm so sorry, and you take it to the kitchen, like, and you're like, man, fuck them, like, our food's good, it's seasoned perfectly. But no, I said that when I worked at Bones, just as a server assistant. Yeah. It's like, I'm a mega professional bitch. The servers at Bones are still professional bitches, they just make more money, that's all it is. But but no, that's awesome. What DJs have inspired you?
Oof, that's a great question. I have so many. Name
a few.
Excision, for sure. Liquid Stranger, Peekaboo, Subtronics, Black Tiger Sex Machine. These names are off the wall, but like they're all cool. And that's dubstep. For house music, AC Slater, Joyride, Matroda, Jack Beats, like a lot of people like that, like release on Nightbase and stuff. And as much as I hate Diplo, because I really hate Diplo, he makes some really good music. So like, I'm just like, I'm listening to this with a frowny face on right now, but I'm enjoying it.
Head beat to frowny.
Yeah, no, it's just some good house. I'm like, I hate you so much, dog, but this is a bop. Like, no, he makes some good music. But my inspiration doesn't just come from EDM. I draw inspiration from all genres of music, because I'm just trying to captivate. Like, I'm just trying to captivate being an artist at its core. Like, just creating something completely unique. I don't know. But if I were to tell you like the three mixtures of like who my musical taste is as a human being, it'd be The Weeknd, Slipknot, and Pink Floyd, in that order.
Damn. Why in that order?
Cause the Weeknd is just my life. He's more like R&B-ish.
Yeah.
I don't know if you listen to everybody's listened to the Weeknd at this point. I hope. I really do.
Who's the Weeknd? There are gonna be some people.
But I don't know. I love his music. I'm just always been a fan. Just his production, his whole aesthetic to what he does. I love it. Pink Floyd, just because what they did with their instruments and their music was just so revolutionary at the time that it was just insane. And Slipknot, because of the influence that they left on the rock world for generations to every rock band that I've ever listened to after Slipknot gets inspiration from Slipknot. Like, bro, I can't tell you how hard I fanboy over them all the time, because it's just like to see them from them to now. And the progression of their music and the progression of them individually is just insane. Like I'm sorry. I'm forever gonna speak about Slipknot. Like, if you know me, you know I adore Slipknot. Yeah. So I get so much of my creative process from them, because I don't know, Corey Taylor's just a fucking shit. So.
I will say that your music is if somebody were to say how's Last Kall's music, the Weeknd and Slipknot is a good combo. You've played some really heavy stuff that reminds me of Slipknot, and then you do play really chill.
So that really rock heavy dubstep that you hear. That's a metal form of dubstep. It's actually a genre. It's really cool. But that's where that influence comes from. Yeah. When you're hearing those guitars and those drums going crazy right next to some dubstep, Slipknot, that's coming right from Slipknot. So
yeah, no, that's awesome. So 2020 was a crazy year.
I fucking hated 2020
with COVID.
It was the worst.
I already said it. I've said it a million times. COVID, I'm going to have a weird relationship with COVID. COVID is where I got my start in school and this podcast. So COVID sucked, but there were some good things that came out of it for me. Just me. But yes, overall COVID sucked. 2020 sucked.
Yes, absolutely. It was a freaking dumpster fire.
So that being said, how has COVID affected the EDM world? Because
dude, it destroyed it. Because you got to understand, these DJs make their money off of touring.
Dude, and
without touring, there's no income, dude.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, there was massive tours going on, as the country, as the world was shutting down. There were massive tours going on, because I remember we went to 3. Me and Sebastian went to 3 before it all just shut down, dude. And we're talking about the biggest names in EDM, and one by one on Instagram, you would just hear them saying sorry, we can't do it. And you could just hear the pain in those guys' voices, because they were well, all of them, male and female, but you could just hear the pain, because they're just fuck, what do we do now, and the ones that are well off, that are big names, didn't affect them as bad because they already are established artists. But the new up and coming ones, that's such a massive hit against those people. But again, those dudes, they figure it out. They all figure it out, because they're good for a reason. So even if you're new and up and coming, they'll figure it. And now that everything's opening back up, everybody's touring. Everybody's going right back to touring. That's what we're trying to do right now. Me and Sebastian, the second that it starts opening up harder and we get our vaccines, we're trying to push not just Atlanta. We're trying to southeastern region, the Carolinas, Tennessee. I don't know about Alabama, because I don't want to go to Alabama. But I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, just in general, just this whole southeastern region, mostly Georgia and Florida, because that's just where more the bass scene's at. Especially here,
you'll go where somebody will take you for sure. But
anybody,
yeah. But yeah,
we don't even need to get paid.
Do start small. Hey, let's not.
I mean, we would enjoy the money, but we understand that we're, again, new artists, and I'd rather throw a free show for you the first time around to show you what we can do than get paid, and you with your skepticism be well, we're gonna pay you anyways, but hopefully they don't fuck up, Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, come on, I think Heath Ledger Joker from The Dark Knight put it best. If you're good at something, never do it for free.
That's facts.
So
you are right.
So cheers to Heath Ledger. May you rest in peace. Best Joker, Jared Leto's trash.
Uh-huh.
Anyways, no. I mean, like here's like gonna be my input because I mean, again, I mean, I do like controversial shit sometimes. I like stirring the pot, but when it comes to the entertainment thing, yes, money is like such a like almost taboo thing that no one wants to talk about. But that's why you have Kyle. He handles the business front of things,
Exactly.
so you don't have to deal with that. Nor should you. But here's the thing about money. When it comes to artists, as long as both party consents, do whatever the fuck you want. I just know for me, if I'm gonna represent you, we're not doing shit for free. Like now, I like that mentality. It's like, hey, I'll play you one show for free to show you what I got, and then maybe people are gonna be like, oh man, that was good. I kind of want him.
Kyle probably kicked me in the chest for saying that. So
yeah, exactly. So
he's like, you don't speak without talking to me about those things. So.
Exactly. The thing is that, and this goes to anybody. Like, I'm not a professional, definitely not a professional. But here's the thing: is that like you put money into your craft. Okay, yes, it'd be awesome to get paid for it. It'd be awesome to get paid for this podcast, sure. But like, you do have to understand when something's a hobby and when something's okay. So let me backtrack just a little bit. If you're gonna do something, you need to ask yourself a question. Are you doing this just as a hobby, or are you doing this for a living? There's nothing wrong with both options, but you got to choose one. And because how you go about these two pathways are going to be very significantly different. If you're doing it for a hobby, you'll slash a couple of minutes of your life, a couple hours of your life to invest in it. You're doing this for a living. You're going to invest in your free time, like your spare money towards that, because you're investing in something that you hope to build. So that being said, like, again, are you doing this for a hobby, or are you doing this for a living? If you're doing it for a hobby, I'm gonna treat you a little bit different. If you're gonna go doing it for a living, I'm gonna be a little bit more critical, especially if I'm investing in it, because it's like, no, I want a return, and there's nothing wrong with that. So like with your shows, yeah, you believe in your product, you want to give somebody your show, like, oh, you want them to have more confidence in order for them to hire you, but at the same time, man, you're not cheap. Like driving, feeding yourself, maintaining the equipment, that shit's not cheap. So like, be fair in terms of pricing. But again, that's not your department, that's Kyle's department. The thing about, but again, how I said in the beginning, if two party consents, it's like, hey man, I want you to do it, I'm not gonna lie, for free, and that person agrees, whatever. I just know if I'm representing you, shit's not happening. Like, we're not doing shit for free. No. I mean, I'll have anybody on the show for free, like, but I'm not.
I think at this point we all know, like, we got a set price now, so like we're not really worried about the whole for exposure thing now, because we're doing it enough already. So I think we gotten to the point where Kyle is like, he has numbers where he's ready to talk to with people when it comes to booking. So it's not like we're just gonna go and he's gonna go into the negotiations and be like, well, here's my artist and they'll be willing to do it for free. No, he's gonna sit down and he's gonna be like, this is our portfolio of packed out venue that we spin at in Kennesaw almost on a weekly basis. That's where we'll start our negotiations.
I know a couple of friends who they have businesses where they're selling like things from candles to picture frames to miscellaneous things, art, whatever the case may be. Now, sometimes when they can, they'll, like, especially a friend who does candles, they'll make like a smaller version of their candles as a sample size to give that out for free. It's like, hey, here's a little.
Well, I mean, that's what we make mixes for. Like,
exactly.
If they want to hear a set, we have plenty on SoundCloud. If you want us to play in person, well,
there's a fee for
Kyle.
That. Yeah. Kyle. Hey, Kyle.
Kyle, they you know what to do.
Oh man, that's awesome. Me, I will say, I like, kind of going back to an earlier thing. I know I've made it when I have the money to like hit up somebody from like out of state, out somewhere, and be like, hey, would you be on my show? And it's like, yeah, yo, buy me a plane ticket. If I bought you a plane ticket, would you be on my show? It's like, wait, can you? And I'll be like, yeah, I can do it. If I can buy somebody a plane ticket so they can be on my show, I would so do it. And that's how I know I'll pay for somebody to be on my show. Like if you know, if they're a big name and stuff, and I know I made it. Like that's like I'll buy your plane ticket. That's me paying. Like I would so do that. Like I would love freaking. I mean, this is shooting for the stars. This is fantasy. But if I could have Keanu Reeves on my show, oh my God, I would pay for his plane ticket. I would do whatever I can to get Keanu Reeves on my fucking show.
That'd be dope.
That'd be awesome. Like, oh God, I love that dude. But anyways, all right, going back to it. So, you know, how many years have you been doing this?
4 years now.
4 years? Damn. What's the last thing you've learned? Like
most recently?
Yeah.
Musically speaking or DJing wise?
Both.
Right now I'm in like an online music school to teach myself how to play instruments. But like in a more modern sense, like I'm learning how to play like MIDI keyboards and MIDI drum pads. So it's like,
how's that going?
What the hard as fuck. Like I didn't think music was this hard, but it's really hard. And the thing was, like when I first started it, like the lessons were so easy. I was like, you motherfucker just played me for $30 a month. Oh no, it got hard. It got really hard really quickly, and I was like, all right, this.
But do you feel it working?
It does. Because the first song that I'm like, yeah, I'm actually writing my first song. Nice. I'm in the process of doing it. And I showed you it.
Yeah.
The only reason that even sounded that well is because I knew how to like put those those drum patterns into the actual song. And if it wasn't for the school, like that school, I wouldn't know how to do that. I'd like have a very basic understanding of counting music, but it's completely different when you're trying to like, you know, do that like with percussion. Like you got to really know how to count, and you got to really know what you're talking about, like when you're trying to do certain things. So, recently, I want to say with DJing, honestly learning how to use CDJs, and then with music itself, right now I'm learning chords and arpeggios for drumming, and same thing with the piano. It's hard. It is hard as hell.
I want to learn how to play piano.
And the thing is, dude, is just like the positioning of your hands is such a big deal. Like if just the whole this like you gotta play it a certain way. You can't just go willy-nilly. Like even in the lessons on the school, like they tell you have to sit with a certain posture and your hands a certain way to do this. Because if you start creating bad habits, then it's just, you know, kind of a waste of time.
I actually saw this video on YouTube, like the life of a piano player, and this dude talked about it like kind of scared me half to death. He was like, you know, he was talking about his postures and all that stuff, and then it was showing what he goes through on an average day and what his thoughts are, and he was talking about how he has to take care of his hands. Like he can't do boxing, he can't do jiu-jitsu because can't injure his hands. And I was like, damn.
When I messed my thumb up, I could not play the piano.
Yeah, dude.
Like, I couldn't play. I tried to. Like, I took off the like splint and everything and positioned my hand. When I hit that, I was just like, when I hit that note, I'm sorry. Dude, it hurt so bad, and I was so angry because I was like, I don't like missing school. Like I'm paying for it.
Yeah.
I don't like missing it.
I'm the same way.
I couldn't play though because, you know, you can only do so much with one hand. Dude, it was irritating. And same thing with the drumming. And it was even worse with the drumming because you have to like actually like throw down some pressure on it, dude. Yeah, it was bad.
It wakes you up.
Dude, it made me realize like, yeah, maybe, you know, my dreams of being a world champion fighter are gone because I need to take care of myself more.
Yeah, I mean, like judo and jiu-jitsu are probably better for that just because like, you know, you're not...
Think about the amount of like strain you're putting on your hands when you're doing gi jiu-jitsu, which you know is what I do. So.
I mean, yeah, sure, but that versus something like boxing and taekwondo, Muay Thai, yeah, like Muay Thai, you know, you could ease up a little bit, yeah. But with jiu-jitsu and judo, like you can get away with a lot, especially judo. I think judo.
Well, judo, for sure. That one, I mean, I've competed enough in jiu-jitsu to know that you can mess your hands up. I've done enough jiu-jitsu to know, like, like where I'll try to post and like I'll mess up my fingers and thumbs. Oh, I've done that. That just gave me flashbacks. Don't do that. My thumb still hurts.
I remember one time rolling with Eddie and Jack and all them. Oh God! Like I think I bruised like somehow my ring finger out of all fingers and thumbs. I somehow bruised my ring finger. Oh my God, that was nasty. But I mean, I was, not as skilled then. And when I went to go post, I guess I went like this and just fucked that up. But I mean, it rarely happens, but when it happens, it sucks. But yeah, whatever. Oh man, so how are you liking this?
Oh, this is great. I mean, I've never done it before, so I mean,
dude,
this is nice.
Yeah.
It's not.
I'm glad you were on, and I'm glad you were able to relax. And...
Oh yeah. I mean, I guess it was more intimidating to think about it, and when you just sit down and do it, it's just whatever. So
yeah, see, I was telling Steven that, and to all my future guests, literally, it's. I think I'm gonna have Camden on next, and
nice.
I was telling him like literally, I mean that's my job as a host is to make you feel comfortable.
But then again, I'm also used to like performing in front of people, so like this, like once you lights, camera, action, like I'm just snapping.
I mean, I'm acting like it's live, but it's really not live. But I mean, one day we'll get there. Not yet, but yeah, no, dude, I'm so glad. I'm glad for your music, and I'm glad. For my podcast, it's starting off. I'm glad to have you on the show to talk about, for you to talk about it, because, I mean, not just as like a podcast thing. It's awesome to listen to you talk, because this is what I foresee is going to happen. Is I'm you talking about the EDM world. I don't know shit about it. It was awesome to learn, and I know for a fact that for the few listeners that I have that are going to listen to this, I'm going to be like, I just learned a couple of things too, and that's awesome. And also, I love a good origin story. Like right now, you're progressing, and you're only gonna get bigger, and it's awesome. But
hopefully, we manifest it daily.
You will, and it's like it's awesome to get you now, because like later in a couple of months, in a couple of years, you're going to be even bigger. I'm going to have you back on the show, and then we're going to reference back to this video and be like, look at that. Like, you were just like this little guy. Now you're this big time dude. So, no, that's awesome, man. And I'm really happy for you. So, I mean, we're almost going to wrap up here, but I do have a couple of questions. So, you've been doing this for 4 years. You're still learning, but you've learned a lot as well.
Yes.
You've gone through several mistakes. Okay.
Not several, like... way more mistakes than fucking success. Way more. Yeah.
So, what advice would you give to somebody, wanting to start? That's like gonna be my staple question.
Like to being a DJ or producer?
Yeah.
Shoot your shot. I mean, just shoot your shot. You'll never know. And I'm not saying that because, I feel like I'm any successful or anything, but like this would have never happened if I didn't just take that chance and actually believe in myself and say, fuck it, dude, let's just do it.
Yeah.
I had people behind me that said that they believed in me, and like people that were willing to just be like, dude, just do it. Like, just do it. We know you can do it. And when you got people saying that shit to you, do it. Like, if you have real friends, they'll tell you if you're good or not.
Mm-hmm.
And real friends will tell you that you're garbage. Like, my friends told me I was pure trash when I first started spinning.
Damn.
Because I was. But, like, they were just like, keep trying.
Was that hard to hear, though?
No, not really.
Really?
Dude, I mean, I've been an athlete since I was, like, 10 years old. Like,
good. That was a trick question.
Like, constructive criticism is needed. It's necessary. It's, if you want, look, a champion's mentality isn't easy.
Mm-mm.
It's ruthless. It's really hard. But that's what separates everybody else from the regular people and the champions, is those motherfuckers that when they're beaten down, they're hurt, they're destroyed, they don't have anything else left. Just get back up and they're just like, all right, we got like 30 seconds left. Let's finish this fight with a bang. That's a champion. And there's been plenty of times where I've been down, and there's been plenty of times where Sebastian's been down, and we think we can't do it, and just get back up, because the fight ain't over. The fight's never over.
No, dude, and what's awesome about that, again, like, if people haven't seen UFC, like, literally watch one fight, and this is going to prove my point, and you know this. Literally, it could be like round 3 or at the...
I'm sorry, I also like to reference to, like, actual things that I love in life. Like, so, like, if I'm talking about music, I'll reference to, like, cooking or fighting, because it's, like, the only other things I know how to reference to, like before we go back to talking about that, one thing that me and Sebastian do till this day is when we're calling our like our studio sessions, like we don't call it studio sessions, when we're making music or making a new mix, we call it cooking in the kitchen because like I was like when we were learning how to DJ, I was becoming a chef too. So like we'll just say we're cooking it up right now, and he's like, yo, you trying to cook? And like it just means like we're gonna go like work
Sounds
on
like
music.
you're making meth.
No, no.
Hey, you down to cook?
Full disclosure, no.
I'm glad. That would be bad.
We are an actor, so you never know.
That in my show, but I mean, they might have some crazy ass stories.
Shit.
But no, like what I was saying is, like, go watch. If you haven't seen any UFC fight, go watch one. The fighter, both of them, could be very tired. They want nothing more to like just end this. And then right when the dude, you know, it's like the last 10 seconds and the dude does the clapper.
Yeah.
And then so the fighters know.
Yeah, and they just start banging it out.
They bang it out. They're like, all right, I got 10 seconds. I'm going to make these 10 seconds count.
If they're real scrappers, they'll touch each other's gloves and just start banging it out for 10 seconds straight. But like, you know, not everybody does in the UFC, but like most do.
Yeah.
They'll get to work for the last 10 seconds.
That last 10
and just
seconds.
give it everything they got.
Yeah.
And then right after that, put your freaking hands up because in your heart you won. So
let me like, you know, make it a little bit harder on you. Okay. So you have a fan. He comes up to you. He's like, "Yo, Last Kall." I'm gonna say Last Kall. No, you know what? He now knows you pretty well. Hey, Roberto, I'm inspired by you. I want to give it a shot. I want to try to, you know, be a DJ and all that stuff. I have no equipment whatsoever. I don't know shit about music. How do I start? What's like the first thing I gotta do? How much do I gotta invest?
You gotta invest a lot of money. I'll tell you that right now. You gotta drop some money for it.
Especially those podcasts. I don't want to tell you how much I dropped so far.
Dude, I cannot tell you how much money I spent on musical equipment in the last 2
dick measure? What's a dick measure?
Like $600. Softwares, plugins, hardware. It's a lot of money.
I don't want to talk about
it. But yeah, I mean, most of the money that I made from DJing was reinvested into like buying all that shit. So
no, good. I already said if this podcast ever starts to, you know, make money, I'm literally going to make another account specifically for the podcast to just upgrading the equipment.
But let me keep going down where you were just saying.
But yeah, fuck me,
dude. I personally get yourself some software. Get your Record Box or Serato DJ Pro. They you know, they have subscriptions like rent to own. So you like just pay your little $14 a month until you pay the full price, and then it's yours. It's your software. Get a little two-channel controller, and then learn fundamental DJing, which is beat matching and something else. Phrasing, beat matching and phrasing. So you just got to learn song structure, which is what phrasing is, and then beat matching is just like getting the two songs to align at the right time. From there, it's your world. You just got to keep going. Musically speaking, you can go about it two ways. Because me and Sebastian are actually literally going about it two ways. I'm learning instruments, literally learning instruments and music. He's going to school for this shit. So like he knows how to use DAW is DAW is what you call like our softwares that we use to produce music. He knows that shit so much better than I do. But I know chords and arpeggios and shit like that. Like, so I know how to I know music. So we just go back and again, this is the amazing part about us. Like, that's just what, you know, makes us good. But, you know, with somebody that isn't a duo, just like, dude, I just me personally speaking, I say learn how to play the instrument, because even though you're not going to play this live while you're being a DJ producer, you know music. And if you know music, that shit translates very well into the your software that you're creating music with. So it just works hand in hand. But like at the like root of everything, just buy yourself some equipment and just start. That's all it really takes.
Yeah.
All the talking, all the like dreaming won't start. You just gotta buy it and just start spinning.
Yeah.
And don't be discouraged, because this shit's hard. It's like playing any other instrument. It's hard. And it takes time, but you got to trust the journey and the process. Like, if you just try to rush it and you think you're going to be the next Marshmallow, you're never going to make it, because you're dreaming too big and you're like biting, like you're chewing too much, you know, like you're not enjoying it.
I mean, I definitely bit off more than I can chew on so many things. And
I mean, but if you're the kind of person that can handle that, like that kind of stress and pressure, then by all means, like those are some tough people. But I'm speaking for the general masses, you know, like take your time, like
Yeah, no, definitely
Don't
take your
rush.
time.
I know so many dudes. I'm sorry to cut you off, but like I know so many dudes that like rush, like they try to rush everything, and they want to just like be the next jiu-jitsu like world champion, or they want to be the next big DJ. They want to be the next big chef, but it's just like, dude, like this shit takes time. Like, you know, like all quality things take time.
Yeah.
So
I'm definitely grateful that I finally got to this mentality. Again, gonna reference. I'm always gonna reference martial arts. I don't give a fuck. But
I feel that.
What?
I feel that.
Like, show me one technique, just one simple technique. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna drill that technique 1,000 times. I want to perfect that one technique, and then next, show me the next technique. I'm gonna drill that. Yeah, I can hear the argument like, no, show me a bunch, let me try to whatever. But there's a saying like, I fear the man that's practiced the same kick 1,000 times than the man who's knows 1,000 kicks but has only done them once each. It's like, I fear the man who's done 1,000 side kick. He's perfected the side kick. No, I fear that man. That's what he's gonna go for. But I definitely bit off more than I can chew on several projects. Now I'm definitely on that. No, let me take one thing at a time. With the podcast starting up, yeah, there was a point where I did bit off a little bit more than I can chew, but I still roll with the punches. It wasn't anything I couldn't handle. And now,
and here you are figuring it out.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm able to now produce this, and I'm really grateful for that. I'm really grateful to have you on the show. And
I'm blessed to be here.
Yeah, Dave, man.
Sebastian's here in spirit too.
Yeah, and I actually, when I uploaded the first episode with Steven, I've had several people hit me up, and it was just a blessing. Like, I had several people hit me up and be like, "Hey, man, that was awesome. I kind of want to be on your show." And I'm like, "Let's set a date." I'm always, my answer is always going to be yes. But so no, I'm really grateful for that. But it's again, I'm not just saying this as your cousin. It's fucking awesome that you're grinding. You basically have 3 jobs. You're not only a cook, and you're not only a DJ, but you're going to school learning this shit. So, I mean, you're taking like online classes.
Yeah, it's online classes. It's like not serious school, but I'm still taking online classes for this shit.
Yeah. And so that's awesome, man. Like, you're taking it seriously. You're putting your money where your mouth is. Same with me. So,
I mean, it's tough, but like somebody got to do
it. Somebody does have to do it. So no, that's awesome, man. So we're gonna wrap up here, but how can people reach you?
How can people reach me? Yeah. I'll leave my social handles for you. I'll write them down, and you can just put them.
I'll put it on the bio. But
and all that stuff, definitely at Last Kall ATL on Instagram.
And that's Kall with a K.
With a K. Yeah, really just on Instagram. I mean, I have a Twitter, but I don't really have a presence on Twitter. I really use most of my content. Like, I have everything, dude. I just don't like to use it.
I don't either, man. I'm not a social media guy.
Well, I mean, I love don't get me wrong, I love social media, but like,
I do not.
I already focus enough. Like, it's just so annoying to try to focus all of your efforts on,
I love Snapchat.
I love Snapchat too, but like that's not ideal for like. You know,
I know. Yeah. I just love it. I'll post a picture.
My Snapchat name is silly. So.
Yeah, I'll take a picture or a silly video, silly caption. It's gone in 24 hours. They're done. I'm done with it. I'll post here and now on Facebook. It's like my main traffic besides YouTube. But I hate fucking Instagram and Twitter. Like, I'm not in that world. I can't wait. Hopefully I take it back. That's how I know I made it, when I'm able to fucking hire somebody to handle my social media preference. I do not give a shit. Like, I don't care. I just don't care. But it's important, and
it's a big part of trying to do what we're doing. So it's, I mean,
DJ, you shouldn't have admitted that. Like, what are people gonna say? You're gonna get the real, authentic me. I'm not fake.
There it goes. But yeah, I mean, yeah, dude.
Do you have You say you're writing
my
your first
SoundCloud. So right now it's
SoundCloud.
under maintenance because we're converting our individual SoundClouds into one. So I'll get back to you on that one. Definitely. I'll send you our handles for those. But I need to talk to him today about it first because we're probably gonna start using his and then create our page on his personal because he already pays for pro SoundCloud, so why not? But yeah, so all of our mixes are there. We still don't have any originals. Actually, Sebastian's about to release his first original here in about a month, maybe less. So stand by on that.
Ooh, okay. I'm gonna try. Well, let him know if he hasn't seen the show, but unless he hits me up, but I would love to have him on the show after he releases that so we can talk about that.
Oh, absolutely. Hell yeah, dude. Well, I'm gonna go see him today.
Oh,
so,
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we'll
Isn't
talk
his,
about
his birthday, right?
Yeah, it is his birthday.
Happy birthday, Sebastian.
Happy birthday to my freaking brother, my other half, my twin flame, if you will.
Yeah. No, that's okay. So SoundCloud under maintenance and all that stuff. Yeah, when you start releasing your stuff and you're able to post it
even me, but I have songs that I'm writing right now, but he's way more confident than I'm not releasing any of my shit.
You gotta release it, man.
It's already hard enough to get come up to you guys and be like, hey, can you listen to this? Because they'll be like, no, I'm just gonna go back upstairs and cry.
Man, I'm not gonna lie to you. I've got jokingly, I kind of want to take down my other episodes. I'm like, those were trash. This is the bread and butter. But no, you gotta leave it. It humbles you so you can know your star and your humility.
You gotta put content out. You do.
So I mean,
even if it's little snippets and shit, you gotta do something and you gotta engage your audience.
So practice what you preach. So it doesn't matter. Just upload
whatever.
I would love to. I would share it. I'd be like, all right, yeah, play it.
We'll see. We'll see. We're really focusing on the Sebastian release first. So
okay. As long as you have a focus, that's good. But real quick before you leave, last question. So me, right now, we're about to leave. What artists should I give me one artist, one song, whatever that I should listen to besides Sebastian?
Brave by Joyride, the whole album, not one song, the whole album, because he's the number one person that influences my house music. Joyride is a king. He's a bass house DJ.
Okay.
Yes.
I do like bass. Apparently, I like bass.
Brave, that album, and
Brave,
if not
Joyride.
that one,
Check it out, people.
If not that one, I'll say actually, no, I'll give you two. So one house one, which is Brave by Joyride, and then the second one, I'll say, I need you to listen to We Are Deadbeats Volume 4 by Zed's Dead because it's so versatile. There's so much different music in there. There's a lot of dubstep. There's dubstep. Zed's Dead.
Okay.
You ever seen Pulp Fiction?
Yeah.
You know that scene where he's just she's like, who's Zed? And he's like, Zed's dead, baby. That's where they get that from.
Oh.
Yeah, Zed's dead. They call themselves that from that part. They actually open their sets with that scene.
Hey.
Yeah, this shit's so cool.
I
remember seeing that shit for the first time. I was like, dude, are they really playing Pulp Fiction? Because you know me, I'm a massive Tarantino fan. Yeah. So I was just like, dude, that's so cool. But yeah, we are Deadbeats Volume 4. I'd go listen to that. And I listen to Brave by Joyride. Anybody that's listening, honestly, if you haven't listened to those, they're tier 1. It's just quality ass music, just really good shit.
Okay, awesome. Well, hey man, this was an awesome show, awesome episode. Thank you so much for being on. For the
forever grateful that you had me on.
Yeah, man, we're gonna have you on more shows.
Of course.
All right, take it easy, everybody. Take care.